Howdy, guys. Thomas Leroy here. Well, I've heard many times people talk about how they're just amazed that you're not insane, that you didn't go crazy and you're not in a nut house or, walking up and down the streets talking to yourself and blah, 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 or something like that. And I think, it's pretty amazing myself. But, you know, uh, life's always not been exactly normal for me. So maybe that's what it is. Who knows? They talk about how they just can't explain your resiliency. Well, it's my Father in heaven, duh. And it's like they have any excuse other than God. But I put out the legal notice again yesterday. The I did and do and shall rebuke Satan uh, because of the many attacks I'd received um, in that 24-hour period. There was attempted stabbings, and then there was hot stuff here and there. There's dirty energies being played, tossed on us, and I did get the bed up on the frame a couple nights ago. I woke up that morning as though the dragon had come to sit upon me. It was very, 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 very warm, and I've had it seems like it's been pretty warm for the last couple nights. So again, that's why I put out the legal notice again, saying, of course, I do still rebuke Satan and renounce Satan, and refuse and reject Satan, and repudiate Satan, and all the forces of darkness and all their works, and of course, any agreements or claims they may have upon me. Completely and totally repudiated. And of course, that it does include all the forces and family of darkness. They're not my family. That's their family. They're the family of darkness. I belong to the family of light. Thanks anyway. We're not in your family. Those of the darkness have no authority or rights or power here over us, because this is a lighthouse, not a house of darkness. So yesterday, I saw something that was perhaps interesting. I don't even know, to tell you the truth. I'm just so, I find that whole recognition game so darn tedious. I sort of gave up on that a few years ago. And that's, when I said I was done, and that was one of the reasons why, was because I didn't want to play that game anymore. I didn't want to play recognize them, go do the cartwheel, or speak the magic words you're supposed to speak to initiate the thing that happens, and they can act like they know you or something. I don't care anymore. I don't want to play it. I don't want to play that game. So they can't come to me and say, "Hey, Tom, it's me." And say, I really don't want to be troubled. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know who it was last night. Could have been the witch for all I know. Again, that's why I put that out there. It's because there's noises of the damn thing trying to come back yet still again. And of course, the witches and the warlocks have been all eliminated from me. Christina and all of them. And have been deleted from me, and everything that connected them to me was burned away, including any heartstrings or soul strings between me and anything of the darkness was burned away. So there is nothing there connecting us. And there's, again, no contract of any sort between me and anything of darkness, because if there had been, they certainly did end that whenever they decided to side with anyone against me in their attempt to murder us. So, why these things would... See, that's why, like last night, I had these people come near me, and there was this giant of a man. I don't know how tall he was, but I felt like a kid beside him. I was like, dang. I'm thinking, he's either been doing all the right things, or, like some of these, all the wrong things. I think it's that they're probably darkness. You know how it is, tall and dark, but anyway. And there was some chick there, and I think I recognized her from the restaurant the other night on New Year's, and which the manager of the restaurant's done. They're not going to be getting anything they want, not in 2026. But short hair, had a smile for me, and even a hi. I returned the hi and gave as much of a smile back as I could before I realized, oh, that's right, you don't have a smile. That's, you know, don't be flashing that non-smile. And then whenever I paid for my stuff and all that, and turned to walk out, I looked over at them again, and they looked away from me and looked back to the tall guy, as though to say, answer my question. But they didn't engage me. It was just hi. Well, hi to you too. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what people do an awful lot of times whenever they acknowledge the fact that you've looked at them. Hey, how's it going? Whenever you turn around and you look at somebody and they're like, what's up? Whatever. But that's it. It's not, enjoying the weather, or boy, you're getting fat, or your name's Tom, or anything. Just nothing to begin with. And of course, since everything was built the way it was and designed the way it was and played the way it was, there's no regular place for me to be found out in public. It's like I'm a star. It's like I'm a real famous person. And that's the way I've lived for like the last 20 years. Like, all the worst parts of fame were mine. All the downsides of fame has been mine. I've got crowds of these junkers chasing, and this and that. Well, I'm glad it's over. And it is over. Heaven defeated the enemies for me. They won the war against them for me. They made me the winner of the prize. They made me the winner of the war. Heaven did it for me. I belong to heaven. I belong to the light. So we're just going to continue on our path, I guess. And if there is anyone out there that I'm supposed to meet, and again, Dragon Lady, the Wicked Witch of the West, I have no idea why in the world you would be showing up for still. As though, and looking at me like I'm supposed to be thinking, oh, you're the one. Oh, that's right. Everything's changed my mind. It's completely different, totally, all these damnable things that you've done to me doesn't matter. And of course, obviously, I can trust you. You're someone I could be with and be happy forever and ever and ever, right? Well, no. The story given to me was all this might and magic. It's day and night. There's the light side, the white people, and then there's the black people. And I'm not black, and I don't like them, and I don't do black stuff, and I don't want to be a part of the black family, and I don't like magic, and I don't want it. I don't want it around me. I don't want it to be a part of me. That's why we keep on rebuking and rejecting and refusing and repudiating all that is the enemy. And why does that work? Because heaven knows who the enemy is. Enemy. It's cut and dried. They're the enemy. They're not your friend. They're not your spouse. They're not your loved one. And I don't want to build anything with them. Because, after all, being connected to them gives me a show that's degraded, a world that's degraded. I look at this and I think, the world that they're showing us, and I think, oh, no one wants that world, do they? Why would anyone want that world? That's a dysfunctional world with a bunch of crazy women in it who've been knocked out of their proper place into a position they couldn't handle, and they were all trying to act like they were lights or something. Like they were all the sun. I don't know. It seems like it's pretty ridiculous. I was looking at it last night. I was like, well, that's what it is. They're all the main characters in their damn movie, not realizing that their movie may be completely inconsequential to virtually everyone except themselves, because it's only a little movie within the other movie, and it's supposed to be a supporting movie. But I'm hoping that it gets better. I'm hoping that it continues to get better. And we are going to go forward, start some new things. Because all the old stuff, I'm looking at it, I'm like, this old Facebook and this old channel, it's like it's old. It's old. It's like I need to retire it and or just just leave it alone. It's just get something else going. That's the way it feels. I think I'm going to be doing that. Again, I have no agreement with anything or anyone of the darkness. Not Thomas Lee or Christina Noel or Sylvester or John Stewart or any warlock, or not Donald, or none of them. We don't have any agreements with any of these of the darkness. And we're not playing a love game. There are those that we do like and would like to see do well. And if, you know what, we get to know them, if they can show up and say, hey, how's it going? Be recognizable. I advise showing up as something that doesn't immediately make me repelled. Like short-haired women. It's not that I'm repelled by them. It's just that I find them just extremely unattractive. And they could be just as attractive as anything. They could be very, 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 very pretty. But if they got the short hair, I'm just going to be like, hey, what's up, guy? And that'd be pretty. Or, they got the septum ring, or they got a bunch of piercings through the face, or purple hair, tattoos running all over them. And in other words, like, I'm surprised that whatever it was showed up as clean looking as it did. But again, I saw that look last night. I turned around and I looked at them as I started to walk by. They didn't engage me though. They went right back to the tall guy, staring at that like that's their anchor. Like that's gonna, like if they stare at them enough, that'll make something happen. Or maybe they were looking for a confirmation as to whether or not they triangulated successfully. But here's the thing: it doesn't matter what the enemy does. The enemy is defeated. The enemy is defeated by heaven. Their plans are defeated by heaven. Their traps are defeated by heaven. The plans for the traps, the design of their traps, it's all defeated by heaven. Heaven keeps me in a good place, covering the good stuff that keeps out all the bad. God, people made me good. It's a house for good, not bad. They make us good without the bad, and all the bad's kept out. And that's the way it's going to go. And we have no love or sentiment or feelings or for these, for the witch or we've, as far as I can tell, the entire journey has been one to design or to train you not to love anyone, not to have any deep feelings for anyone, unless you can maybe perhaps completely and totally verify that they are you, they are of the family of light. They are day. And even then, hey, you better be careful, right? Because of, like Ethan Hunt, you can't get too close to anyone but your own team. Those that are very close to you. Those that you can trust. The ones that won't turn on you and join the other side. It's such a fun journey it's been, don't you think? A journey of awakening. Hold on. I'm guessing that if this story had gone well at all, ever, that it would have been more like a flowery, dream of peace and love, like a 60s song or something, and an ice cream dream. That's what like I said, it'd be an ice cream dream, all pastel colors. In other words, there'd be lots of white there. It wouldn't be dark. And it'd be all, yay, God loves us, and we love God. Yeah, the light is with us. Yay, yay. It'd be peace and love. Happy, shiny people. And Michael Stipes would have been there somewhere along the way. I know Michael would have to be there. I'm pretty sure Michael's going to be there along the way somewhere. I'll have to do a song with him. Have to get him out, dust him off. Come on, old man. You're coming out of retirement. damn it, you're going to get out here and be happy and shiny for a few more minutes. You know, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Well, I heard the bands are out there touring still. The good ones. And I heard the Cars have a new album they're coming out with. And I hope that we can finish up this year and get on out. Because you know what my goal has been. Not to get with this one and not to get with that one for the longest time. But to leave. You know, to leave. And to finish well, of course. And to not be used anymore. Not profit the evil people under any circumstances. That's why, again, you know, the whole... I'll tell you, several days ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, they were like, it's over. And I'm thinking, yeah, I've heard that before. And then I started thinking, well, maybe it is over, but yet the other isn't. So which is it? And I looked out and I was like, there's a missing car from the neighborhood. And I said, looks like the girlfriend finally left this time. Well, she's gone for good this time. I can't say that there's not a tinge of, oh, darn, you know, because there was sort of a reassurance in my idea and the notion I had in my mind of them. But, and the voice said to me, do you miss them? Are you sad about them being gone and you're not getting together? And I said, well, I was sad about that 5 years ago. You see, again, there's only so many times you can do something to a person or make them experience a thing before that has very little emotional or psychological singe to it. And once you realize something isn't going to be, you grieve it, you mourn it, but then if they won't let you let it go, then you get to be bled a little bit more, just little teeny tiny bits here and there over whatever extended period of time that they've decided to stretch this out. It's like they died. Oh, they should be buried in 3 days. No, we're going to let them sit here in your living room for the next couple of weeks. No, months, maybe years, maybe. My God, we got a new process and excuse me. Yeah, I'm being facetious. But, you know, the solace is, when there really is no solace, but I can go to these different things that says, yeah, well, whatever, okay, just another, you know, pull that arrow out of your chest too, and, you know, because it's just in a long list of things, and it was a very unique experience for me, but from what I heard, we all have those. You know, you're supposed to have one of those. And I'm thinking, again, what is this God that they keep talking about that wants me wounded so many times? What is this garbage God that was trying to force me into a union with darkness? That did, you know, that favored it over me. I rebuke that God. That's not my God. I see him on there. Oh, the God's going to do this and that and bring it back together. No, he's not. He's a liar and a two-faced piece of shit. And I rebuke him and I renounce him. He's not my God. He's black. He's garbage. He's dark. He's been playing a bunch of games against us. It's been harmful. We rebuke it. We renounce it. We're not accepting them. We don't want to take on the enemy agent. It's like, oh, well, the enemy can't beat you, so they want you to take on one of their agents and take it into your house. No. We're not taking on anything of the darkness. Not directly. We're not going to be directly connected to any fire. They're not going to be part of me, and they're not part of my team. Not anything of fire or darkness receives any of my blessings. They're not able to avoid their karma by trying to be connected to me. Them of darkness trying to connect to me just simply burn back away. Heaven doesn't allow those connections to remain or stay. Or even form. They just keep on burning them all away. So, again, well, we kicked the year off in prime form, it seems. With all these attacks and us maybe being very, very, very hot the other night, seems very, very much like old days. Like nothing's really changed, although it is changing. And everything they do to me is going to cost them tremendously. Guaranteed. Absolutely. So again, the enemies are made contrite and out of sight, down below, disconnected from me, busy working on repaying me. Heaven, amen. And in the name of the truth and the light, in the name of the life, He who is the truth and the life, our Father in heaven, amen.